So this one right here, young men struggling to find work in slowing job market. This kind of piggybacks the last video or the last topic we were just on. Let's just listen to it real quick. Let's see what two women have to say about this. Two women have to say about this from NBC on young men struggling to find jobs. What do they have to say?
Young men in a labor market that's showing signs of slowing down. A new analysis of labor data by NBC News shows that the unemployment rate for men between 23 and 30 with a bachelor's degree has jumped nearly double that of women and is higher than the overall unemployment rate. Well, now young men with degrees are more likely to be unemployed than those with just a high school diploma. NBC News senior policy reporter Shannon Pettypiece joins us now. Shannon, when I saw this data come out, I was really interested, surprised, but I'm really curious what story it tells us. What do you think this tells us about why we're experiencing it now, but also why men are feeling this?
You know, but first off, before we even listen to her answer, let's talk about how she genuinely looked surprised. She's like, I was surprised when I heard this fact. I was so surprised when I heard this. And the reason why she was surprised is because women to this day still believe it's a fucking patriarchy. It's not a fucking patriarchy, especially not for the average guy. For the average person in this world, it is a matriarchy. Women are running the fucking world right now. There's a few select guys at the top that they want to attribute a patriarchy to. A patriarchy means men in general get favoritism in the workforce and just everything. That is not the case. And women still to this day believe that that is the case. I work for a Fortune 500 company. I've had so many jobs, white collar jobs, jobs where there's mostly women in. And every single time I go into a training or I go to a new company, there is always 4 to 5 women who blatantly make fun of men. They're saying, oh, we don't need men. Why? Well, yeah, I'm so happy. Yeah, women power. We need way more women to be in power. Like, it's always a theme at every single job that I go to, and they just shit on the guys. It is such a misandrous culture that we're in right now. It's crazy. And not only that, but women want to continue to perpetuate this narrative that it's a patriarchy. It's not a fuck. It doesn't, like, if we were like just in the training class I was just in, we were naming people, hypothetical people for a scenario of claims that we were going through. One of the there were 3 names. It was Charlie Bitme, Bitmee, Charlie Bitme, Kirk Franklin, and then the next one was Karen Needs No Man. Now, what if, like, and everyone voted Karen Needs No Man is what we should use? That's so fucking crazy. I screenshotted it. Because if this continues, I will take it to court. I'm gonna, like, I probably will be able to retire in the next, like, year or 2 from a job. But if I were to go back into another job and this were to happen, I'm taking these employments to court. I'm taking them to court. I'm suing them because the culture of misandry, the hatred towards men that so many women have in the regular workforce is so crazy. It's so crazy. Jobs prefer women over men these days, but no one wants to say it. No one wants to admit it. People always want to say, oh, that's not true. Oh, that's not true. How is it not true? Tell me. What? How? Bro, what the fuck? All the jobs that I've done in the white collar, I've been working from home for the past 5 years. I've had like 20, 30 different fucking jobs. Every single one of those white collar great jobs have women in there, and there's some form of misandry. You cannot do it as a guy. Let me put something, oh, I need no woman. Let me go in front of 20 people in the classroom and say, you know what? Oh, I don't need a woman. And I'm proud to say that. And then people support me. That is never a thing. That will never happen. And if I bring it up in front of people, I could potentially lose my job, And that's crazy. That's crazy behind it. You said what kind of jobs you talking about, though? working for Facebook and Instagram, working for Epic Games, working in some customer service, a medical customer service type position, right? Working in finances, working in insurance. I've done all of those things. And what's up, the Apple, man? I hope you're doing good, bro. Shout out to you, the Apple. These are the jobs that I've done, right? Working from home, plus many others. I worked for Take-Two for NBA 2K and all the 2K games. I used to do that too. And even in that one, there was still some form of misandry. And women truly still think that it's a patriarchy. It's not. These jobs that I'm doing that are supposed to be for men, high collar fucking technical jobs, no, it's mostly women, and women allow other women to talk shit on men. It's crazy.
Well, when I talked to economists about this data, which really jumped out at me as well, they pointed to changing dynamics in the job market at the moment. There has been a real surge in demand for traditionally women-dominated fields and professions. So healthcare, where 80% of the workers are women, is one of the main drivers of hiring. Meanwhile, some of these traditionally male-dominated industries like tech, for example, has actually been cutting thousands of jobs over the past couple of years here after going on a big hiring spree during the pandemic. We're also seeing job losses in industries like manufacturing. So at this moment, the labor market, which really isn't growing that much at all, whatever growth is happening is really occurring in these female-dominated industries, which leaves a lot of men, especially those with college degrees, struggling to get their foot in the job market.
Why aren't young women sort of facing the same hurdles, but also what should young men be doing about all this if they want to boost their prospects?
Pay attention to this. This part is important.
Okay.
Why aren't young women sort of facing the same hurdles, but also what should young men be doing about all this if they want to boost their prospects right now?
She asked the question, why aren't women experiencing the same thing? And what should men do to ease this problem? Watch and listen to how this woman answers this question.
Yeah, so I mean, and young women are susceptible to this too if they're in one of these areas where there's facing some stagnation. I've certainly
you see this? You see immediately when the woman asked about men, she immediately made it about women again. Solipsism is crazy and it's very fucking real. She had to still make it about women being the victim. Women will always be the victim no matter how good they have it. They will always try to find a way to make themselves the victim. And it's not all women. It's not all women. But this right here, she is the face of NBC in this moment, in this topic. And that is how she chose to answer this question. For men, well, first we got to remember the women are still facing this problem. You know? Yeah, 10% of men are unemployed, but we can't forget about the 2% of women that are still not getting jobs.
Young men be doing about all this if they want to boost their prospects right now?
Yeah, so I mean, and young women are susceptible to this too if they're in one of these areas where there's facing some stagnation. I've certainly heard from a number of women who are struggling to find a job as well. But yeah, women who are in fields like healthcare, like education, they're typically a lot more likely to be able to get a job straight out of college, or if they want to switch a job or if they're laid off to be able.
Exactly, because of how society views women, even though historically for the past 5 to 10 years, it's been a lot of women teachers sleeping with their students, getting arrested, having multiple little ass kids sex videos with them. Come on, bro. It's crazy the world we live in today.
To find another one quickly because there's just so much demand, particularly in healthcare right now. For the young men, the experts that I talked to, suggested potentially looking at a career pivot. Of course, healthcare, certainly, I've probably mentioned that about 10 times in this conversation. It is the hot place in the job market. So for men, they consider careers in there. And also for men who are looking to kind of stay in one of these more male-dominated industries, construction is still an area that has a big need, even though we've seen some slowdown in construction hiring and construction demand in the current economy. I talked to some construction economists and they said there's still a lot of need and demand for men there, which is kind of helping for those without a college degree with just a high school diploma. But it does take some training and experience to get their foot in the door even there.
I hate this corporate talk, man. It's a whole lot of fucking nothing. She said it's a whole lot of nothing. She gave one solution for guys, and it's to pivot your job, pivot your career. That was the only solution that she provided. She used all this damn fucking corporate lingo to try to make it sound better than what it is. What at the end of the day, what she's trying to say is, as men, if you want to switch the job market, if you want to make it better for you guys, you're just gonna have to switch your job. Ain't no more opportunity in the tech area. Ain't no more other. So you got to go to the medical field or go get a blue collar job. It's basically what she's saying. She said, guys, you're fucked. You're fucked, guys. So you either gonna have to switch it up, but we honestly don't want you to go to the medical field. She was reluctant to kind of say that a little bit because guess what? If a lot of guys go to the medical industry, a lot of girls aren't gonna be able to get jobs because a lot of guys are gonna be able to do 2 to 3 times as much as what a lot of women are capable of doing. Because a lot of girls can get away with a lot of shit that guys can't. Because a lot of the people just assume off the rip because you're a guy, you have to do. Bro, I used to work at Ross. And I was a fucking security guard there. And they would often ask me to go lift the boxes for the girls that should be doing their fucking job. How in the hell are you in the back room? Your job is in the back room in the warehouse. And you can't even fucking lift these boxes? Isn't that on the job requirement list that you should be able to lift 50-pound boxes? Why am I doing your fucking job? Because I'm a man? How is that not sexist? How is that not sexist? And I'm crazy for talking about this. I'm crazy for actually being able to fucking have a brain and be able to really see what's wrong with this. I'm questioning this shit, man. Like, this is crazy, bro. And so young men that are struggling in the job market, go to the medical industry because it's great money, good money in it, and you'll find it a great time. You'll be rare as a guy. Bro, there's not a lot of guys in there, so you're gonna find a lot of little thoughty girls, man. You get good money, stability, and you get a lot of women around you. Boom. I should have had done that, but you know what? I wanted to go the sexy route. I wanted to do finances. I wanted to get into mortgages. I wanted to get into the tech industry. It was the hot thing, and I did it. It was fun. It was great, but ultimately, stability is in the medical industry. And honestly, for guys, for a lot of men out there, that is a great way to go, bro. I really think a lot of men, I think we should start going to the medical industry. I'm actually going to go back to school to get my radiology degree certification. And I'll probably, if I have to go back to work, I'll go do some like radiology or something like that. But I just thought this was a really interesting topic. So let me know what you guys think about that, man. I hate hearing that kind of stuff, bro. I hate it.